It's okay to be broken. It's okay to laugh and cry. 'Cause when you try to see the problem, that means you figure it out. And you can say that I'm crazy, that you're thinking already, but I'm telling you, baby, yeah, get up and get out. Get up and get out. Yeah, and you can say that I'm crazy, that you're thinking already, but I'm telling you, baby. And you can say that I'm crazy, that you're thinking already.
And now it's time to get unmasked. Please welcome your host, Pamela Elaine Nichols and Cheyl A.S. Haley.
Welcome everyone to Unmasked Real Talk Live. How you doing, Cheryl?
Hey there, I'm doing good. How are you, my sister?
Lovely, lovely, lovely. This is a place where we get real about topics not often discussed authentically. The topics we choose support our goal to help you feel better, look better, and live better. Today's raffle is a $15 Starbucks gift card that the winner is to use and treat a friend to. So today's topic will help you live better. So Cheryl, take it away.
Well, today's topic, and I just need to say real quick, welcome everyone. Well, we both have these flowers on, and you notice we both have typically our same flower, the orange flower. But this beautiful woman designed these new custom-made flowers for us, which we'll have on next week that we can't wait for you to share, that helps us to look better and feel better. So again, welcome everybody, but we are going to tackle today's topic.
Wait a minute, wait. Well, how am I going to get my flower?
Because I'm going to have to deliver it to you, girlfriend. That's what friend, I'm going to deliver it to you.
Okay,
because it's gorgeous. That flower.
Because you know I roll out. I roll out.
Don't talk about it. Don't
talk
about it. I don't want to talk about it. But you'll have it. You will have it. But again, we want to introduce today's topic, which is friendships with no expiration date. Now, there's a quote from Octavia Butler that says, sometimes being a friend means mastering the art of timing. There is a time for silence, a time to let go and allow people to hurl themselves into their own destiny, and a time to prepare to pick up the pieces when it's all over. Now, what has been the most challenging part for you when you think about it in keeping up with friends across seasons of life? Pamela Elaine and I have shared some deep stuff, and we jokingly share we know where each other's bodies are, the dead bodies that is. But seriously, what comes to mind when you think of the ingredients of true, genuine, authentic friendships? Some might consider it to be a combination of things such as sharing some exciting life events, getting married, having and parenting children, or planning for a sheer girlfriend get-together time. But how do you be the friend you want to be to others when you or perhaps they are going through a tough season, or when you or their stress can be at an all-time high, and either of you may find yourself extremely sensitive and emotional? Keeping it 100%, Pamela Elaine and I have recognized that there are times in our personal life, whether it be family, whether it be work, whether it be ministry, a situation, or your next steps in life, that you're all over the place. And at these times, how valuable are true, authentic friendships that allow you to just be? Today, people use the term friendship so loosely that the heart of genuine friendships gets lost in the equation. But what does it mean to have authentic friendships? It means that these are the friendships or the relationships that are genuine and honest with you. True friends aren't phony with you at all.
My,
They
my.
show you who you really are. They're honest with you when it matters most. They never try to deceive you or to make themselves seem stronger, more successful, or better than they really are. Our sisters, this is the heart of authentic friendships. I recall, and it is so befitting for this conversation, I recall Pamela Lane and I having a conversation about something very sensitive. After our conversation, the following day, my sister sent me a text message saying, I want to apologize if I came across harsh, judgmental, or unsupportive yesterday. Whatever you choose to do, I remain in your corner. Do you guys want to know what my response was? Somebody just put in the chat, yes, I want to know what your response was. Here is my girlfriend sharing something with sensitivity and compassion that meant so much to her that she needed to text those words to me. My response was, I appreciate your thoughtful expressions, as while I know it wasn't intentional and you always want the best for me, it was a little harsh. I am grateful for your love. I'm grateful for your support and understanding and for remaining in my corner. Keep sharing your insights as two heads are always better than one. Love you, my friend. Pamela Elaine sent me one last response because we could be very loquacious and we like to share because we want to make sure we are seen, we're valued, and we're heard, and our opinions matter to each other. She sent me one last response that blew me away. She said, Girl, I love you. You are my anchor friend. Few get to that elite status in my life. I am honored that you share your deepest truth, concerns, and pains with me. Honored, and I never, ever, ever want that to change. Love you so much. If I could just pause for a moment and tell you what those words meant to me, hearing her say that, and for her to say it in such a meaningful way, and for me to receive it, is the echoes of what genuine friendships do. Because see, when you have an authentic relationship, an authentic friendship with someone, what happens is that you're not phony. You let people see who you really are on both sides. It's a reciprocal relationship of giving and taking, receiving and giving. And her words meant so much to me that I never ever questioned the relationship, but it just took it to a whole nother level because that was so authentic and so genuine. We have shared, as we talk about often, we have shared some hard stuff. But the heart of all of this is that we can share in truth no matter what. Be open to receiving, and guess what? Still be friends. And when we talk about friendships that have no expiration dates, that's what we're talking about. Because that, my sisters, is the heart, the epitome of genuine friendships. And we want our sisters to know, don't let stuff get in the way. Don't let differences, don't let little things get in the way that cause a friendship to go sour. When you love from the core of who you are, and when you're allowed to be who you are, then you show up being, guess what? You. And we talk about always not the doing, but the being. And Pam, as we talk about and we unmask this topic before we ask our unmasked question, I just want to say to you publicly, as I share with you, that meant so much for you to even recognize and think, maybe I was. Because how many times in conversations with people, and we talk about this often, that people have no idea how they might come across to a person. Never intentional, but never even stop to think about it. And that's why we teach this course. How often do we stop to think about what we're thinking about? And your thoughtfulness in that was just, it was just mind blowing. Thank you, my sister, and I love you too.
Oh, I feel like I want to cry. So just for our audience sake, Cheryl was going through a very difficult experience, and it would, was over a number of days. And, I tried to be a listening ear, and I was just so grateful, Cheryl, that you would share what you were going through with me in so much authenticity and vulnerability. Like, you were really vulnerable about what you were going through. And I felt honored that you would share that with me. And so one of those conversations, I was a bit harsh. I saw that after the fact. And my biggest, like the next morning, I was like, oh my God, I was so harsh. I don't want her to ever not talk to me or share or be that open with me because I came off really insensitive. And so immediately I texted you because I wanted you to know that I recognized it, because wouldn't want anything ever to jeopardize our friendship, one, and you feeling so comfortable to open your heart to me about what is going well and what isn't going well. Like, that is a complete honor. And I want that for all of those friendships that I have, that I hold sacred, for them to always feel, oh, let me wipe my eye. I want them to always feel like I'm somebody they could talk to. And if I ever feel like I've jeopardized that in some way, then I got to fix it. I got to fix it, and I got to fix it fast. So I'm just grateful, Cheryl, that you're the kind of person who's not, oh, see what she did? I ain't ever going to talk to her again, or be distant and cold when we do talk. Like, those kinds of relationships exist. You offend somebody, they never want to talk to you ever again. Or if they have to talk to you, they're cold and distant. And that's not an authentic friendship. That's not an authentic relationship. And those are the kinds of relationships I don't need in my life. So I thank you for being that person who's like, okay, I accept her apology. Or even and you're the type of person, Cheryl, honestly, if I never apologized, if I never got wind of how I was, you would probably still, you'd be hurt behind it, but you would still like be cool. And that speaks volumes to who you are as a person as well.
Yeah. And you know what, Pam, I appreciate your kind words, but something else that, as I was listening to you and I thought about the reciprocity in a relationship, is that you allowed me to acknowledge and share how I felt without judgment. And that's something that's so important, because when we think about authentic friendships, there has to be that giving and taking, as well as that receiving. So you were able to receive it just like what you felt. It's like, wow, I felt that way. But you allowed me to acknowledge and affirm that without feeling a certain kind of way. Because sometimes when we own our truth and we speak our truth, people on the other end, regardless, can't accept it. Your accepting of that is it is also a beautiful way of what healthy friendships look like. We're not going to always agree on everything, but again, we can agree to be disagreeable and still move forward. But again, you're being able to receive, that speaks volumes to who you are, because there's situations where people are not always able to receive truth. And again, and when you know the heart and you take time to understand people in relationships, you understand their heart. As much as she felt that she was a little harsh, I know that's not her heart. So that's why for me, it's able for me to, because I know the heart. I try to learn the heart of a person. So they might have come off hard, but they really didn't mean that. That's so important. Yeah.
Well, I like the point that you made about judgment free.
Yeah.
And I think, and this is something that we, in our Think Again course, we start off telling our students, no matter what you say to us, you will never be judged. And that's important, because it's hard to talk to somebody that is going to judge you. It's going to make you feel bad about your decision, or even how you think, or even how you feel. And I haven't always been a judgment-free person. I learned to be judgment-free with others when I learned to be judgment-free about myself, for myself. And I don't think you can be judgment-free with someone else if you judge yourself all the time. And so I've tried to practice. I mean, I'm not perfect at it, but I've really tried to practice this kind of philosophy to let people feel, experience what they feel, or experience, and then just try to hold space for that, rather than, immediately jumping in with advice or my opinion. Because that just, like, who wants to talk to that person? Not me. You?
Not me. Not at all. I'm just gonna let you talk.
Yeah, right. And then I'm gonna think twice if I'm gonna call on you again to help me with my situation, because I don't want to be judged. And then there are really sometimes that you just need someone to hear you out. You just need somebody to be the ear for you, to hear what you're saying, to hear what you're feeling, sometimes help you process what you're feeling, get clarity about it. And then that's it. And then, you don't need a whole bunch more. And it takes a discerning person to recognize the difference. I try to sometimes recognize the difference when it's just an opportunity, somebody needs to talk, or when they really need to process something. I'm not a therapist, but I do understand the importance of holding space, being non-judgmental, and also calling out myself when I have stepped over, crossed the line inappropriately.
Likewise. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, let's look at our unmasked question that we want to put out there for our audience. Our unmasked question is, what friendship do you need to be your authentic self?
Oh, that's a good one, because you know what? I don't know if anybody's going to put something in the chat, but I have an answer to that one.
Come
what
on.
friendship do you need to be your authentic self? And this is an answer that I think is, wait, listen to me. I think this is a good answer I'm about to give.
But be who you be.
Yeah. Yes. I think the friendship where you need to be your authentic self is a friendship with yourself. If you cannot be true with yourself, I promise you, you cannot be true with anyone else. Not a lover, not a child, not a coworker, not a neighbor, not a friend. Did I say husband? Did I say partner?
You said,
did I say that? You can't be, you cannot be your authentic self with anyone else if you can't be real, if you can't keep it 100, as you said earlier, with yourself. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, the responses in the chat. Our producer says, I need a few. My friendship with God, my friendship with my sister, and of course, my best friend. Another Facebook user said, with yourself. Excellent. Love it. Thank you. It is so true. And again, that's my Trinity. That keeps me grounded. And that's our producer again, when she says God, friendship, and with her sister, of course, her best friend. And it's so true. Pam, you nailed it with that, because that's the most appropriate. And if I could use an I statement, that's the most appropriate response. Because if you don't have a good friendship with yourself, and that's when we talk about this whole aspect, and that's a whole nother conversation about selfish generosity. If you're not first good to yourself, and you don't have that friendship with yourself that you need, you cannot show up, and you cannot be the friend that people need you to be, because you're still in hiding. You're still in hiding. You haven't come full circle. And when you can be who you be, there's a friendship.
Right. And just on a practical level, you are with you 24/7. You take you to the bathroom, you take you in a car, you take you in the bus, you take you to bed, you take you in the everywhere you go, you're there. So if you can't practice being authentic with the person you're with 24/7, it's not possible to be authentic with anyone else. So I would ask the producer who's shared, thank you so much for being transparent. What is your friendship with you like? Like, do you treat yourself well? Do you forgive yourself for your mistakes, or do you criticize yourself? Do you hold yourself to an unreasonable standard? Do you judge yourself? Do you ignore the things that you need for yourself? I mean, it really is a question of how friendly are you to you. So someone put in we have a love-hate relationship. Okay, I gotcha. I understand that. So I did too. I had a love-hate relationship with myself. And there are a lot of things that I did not like about myself, not just physically. There are a lot of things physically I didn't like about myself, but there were a lot of things emotionally I didn't like about myself. And I had to do a lot of courses that helped me dig deep inside and figure out, where is that dislike coming from? Where is that love-hate relationship coming from? But here's the thing that's really exciting. Can I tell you this before we move on? So there's this book I started reading called The Upside to Your Dark Side, The Upside of Your Dark Side.
Really?
And it's I just started reading this book, but I promise you, everyone needs to get this book because what it talks about is so sometimes it's hard to be friendly to with ourselves
Mhm.
when we have negative, what we call negative, which are really not negative emotions, and emotions are neither negative nor positive. But that's another topic. But when we have negative feelings, or when we do things that aren't so spiritual or holy or kind or good, then we start disliking ourselves. But
Mhm.
this book is talking about the value of taking a negative, again, air quotes, negative emotion and
Mhm.
looking at it from a positive side. Like they're saying, first of all, there's nothing wrong with having a negative emotion. It's actually a good thing to have a negative emotion because that will help you move towards a more positive feeling. So, for example, anger, they said, let's say you're angry. And some of us in Christianity, we think it's unholy to be angry. Okay. But anger, they say, is the opposite, the upside to the dark side. So let's call it anger, dark side. But the upside is anger fuels creativity.
Mhm.
Guilt helps you take better care of yourself, right? Or guilt helps you experience the importance of being moral or right or righteous. I don't mean in a super holy sense, but righteous. So that every negative feeling,
Mhm.
there's an upside to it. So
Mhm.
embrace the negative with the positive.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what it is. So I would say to those who say they have a love-hate relationship, figure out if that hate is when you think you're having negative emotions or when you think you're not the nicest person, because that's okay. See if you can find the other side of it or the upside of that possible negative feeling. Okay, I said a lot there, but I would love everyone to get the book.
It was good stuff. It was really, really good stuff. When I think about your response, you were saying, what is it you need? I wholeheartedly agree with that. But one of the things that I was going to say, when you talk about that friendship or that relationship that you have with yourself, anybody knows me knows that I am a type A personality. Everything is in order. I have everything lined up. Right now, I will say, and it's been a journey to get to this place. Right now, my house is not probably the best that I would want it to be because I've taken my energy and directed it to where it was most needful, and that was to myself. And I
Uh,
have embraced some things that I needed to do for me that it's just been so valuable in this season that I'm in. And I'm in a place that I can say I'm comfortable. It won't stay like this, but I'm comfortable because what happens is like when you talk about in reference to the book, like what happens to be angry, it could do some good because you can create things. And one of the things is like you're moving, and while you're moving, you're processing. But sometimes when you find yourself, depending on what the emotion is, sometimes you have to make sure that you have that friendship with yourself and you do what your friend needs. And sometimes your friend needs to just sit back and chill, just take a deep breath, say, I'm going to hold a remote for a little bit, I'm going to read a book or whatever, and put all the busyness to the side that takes you away from processing or
yeah.
creating, as you said. So I
Mhm.
really love, I love what you shared. And like I said, the bit that you shared about the book, because I'm a bookworm, writer, author, I love it. Get the book. Get the book.
Oh,
I'm gonna order this
everybody.
book.
Everybody needs a big book. Now I know that we're getting ready to go into the raffle, but here's what I want to know is if you and I can get in that raffle.
That's what I was gonna ask you when you announced it, because I need to take my friend out and have a cup of coffee.
Right? I mean, I think that I
Yeah,
think,
can we get in a raffle? Y'all said no. We need to go get our own coffee, right? Okay, we'll get
did
our.
they say no?
No, I'm just imagining that that's what somebody probably would say.
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, well,
We want our guests to be the recipients of it.
okay. So can one of the guests be Pamela Elaine Nichols, please? Can you drop my name in the raffle? Okay. All right. So
Well,
I
let's
guess
do
it's
our takeaways.
time for, huh?
Let's do our three takeaways.
Oh, okay. Right.
We have
Okay,
three
great.
takeaways about friendships that come from the Bible. Friends challenge each other to meet the highest good, and that's Proverbs 27 and 17. Pam, you want to do this?
Friends never withhold kindness and mercy. That's Job 6:14.
And lastly, above all, love each other deeply because love covers a multitude of sin.
Now,
First,
right there, right there, right there.
put a nail on that one right there.
See, because you know why? That's how I saw you in this story that we were telling about what happened between us. You saw, you loved me and you saw my heart. That's why, you know, you didn't like give me the third finger and cut me out of your life, because you love deeply. You go deep with your love, and it covers a lot of people's craziness. Craziness,
and that's make me cry. She gonna make me cry.
I mean, it really is an asset. It really is a beautiful thing. So, all right. So, thank you for that. That's my favorite of the takeaways.
All right, Kayla. Let's see who in the house with us today.
Wait, there's a problem. There is a problem on this raffle spin wheel. See.
Jasmine! Congratulations, Jasmine.
Oh, you know what? You know what that means, Cheryl?
She's gonna take us out for coffee. We might not be able to get the grand size, but we
get the little one. Well, she gonna take us out to coffee. That's the right. So we won. Wait, sure. So we won anyway.
We did win. We did win. So Jasmine, we know that you're listening, okay? But that's awesome. Congratulations.
All right. So let's wrap this baby up.
So as we wrap up, we want to ask you, what's the story you tell yourself about friendships? If that story makes you feel sad, if it makes you feel lonely, if it makes you depressed or anxious, we can help. Sign up for our Think Again program. This is a program where we help you change the negative story you tell yourself into a positive story so that you can help a better life. Visit us at www.executivebeauty.net and click Duo Coaching at the top of the page. We look forward to seeing you, our sisters, and possibly our brothers, as if there's one there, next week at our regularly scheduled UnMasked Real Talk Live. Until then, have an amazing day and stay dry. Love you.
Bye-bye.
And you can say that I'm crazy,